All right, we are back. It's the best ball draft-a-palooza. We're drafting best ball teams Monday, Wednesday, Friday here on the DF Summer YouTube channel live. We're talking rankings. We're talking best ball strategy. We're talking everything to do with best ball. DraftKings, underdog, doesn't matter. We got it all. We do it all. So let's get into it, guys. Best ball Monday, Memorial Day. Somber day where we appreciate all the sacrifices that people made in wars for a great country. So to anybody out there who has loved ones that they are remembering, there you go. Dixon Cider, little plus 450 cash yesterday. Good stuff as well. All right. I think we're going to get started with DraftKings today, and we'll see if we can hammer out even more than one of these drafts. So whoever wants to draft along, we're going for let's go back to the play action on DraftKings. And as we do that, the theme of today's breakdown, I'm going to be going through the rankings. So kind of going through the overall running back rankings that I've put together. I'd like to, for a couple of these positions, but really running back, there's some spots here where, I'm kind of up in the air. So I want to talk it through with you guys as the crowd here and see if there's any place where you think, hey, maybe you need to switch one of these, like Judkins or Henderson. Who do we like more? Right? Who do we like more? Judkins, Henderson. What about, where does Alvin Kamara belong on the list this year? He's a really good scorer last season. He was killing it last year. But, what's going on in New Orleans? Do I really want to have a piece of a running game from a team that just seems completely awry? Is RJ Harvey too high on the list? We'll talk about all that as we go through this draft. I'm going to try to anyway. We'll give it our best shot here. But let's get in there. So if you want to join me, here we go. 3, 2, 1. We are drafting for the play action right now. We're going to do this live. I've already uploaded my rankings. So they are uploaded here. So we will be seeing my rankings on screen. If you want to grab my rankings, dfsarmy.com, go to the season-long fantasy tab, grab the best ball rankings. You can upload them direct to DraftKings. I'm one of 12, guys. So slow day at DraftKings. Maybe they opened up best ball in New York over on Underdog, and now all those New York people who are drafting best ball teams on DraftKings, maybe they're slowing down. I don't know. We'll see. But we are one of 12, so it's going to take a minute. So let me go through. We've already done one of these shows where we talk about the running back rank. Running backs are more fun to talk about, though, aren't they? Wide receivers, I don't know why. Less fun. But let's talk about my, let me start just going through my wide receiver rankings for 2025. And these translate to all formats, right? So number one overall, Jamar Chase, of course. Everybody's got Jamar Chase as their number one wide receiver this season. Easy pick for me. He averaged 24.6 fantasy points per game. The Bengals really are a very tight-knit offense as far as who they throw to. Oh, there it is. Yeah, getting those puppies in. Maybe we should have done Underdog instead. It fills a lot faster. Look at this. 1 of 12 still. We'll see if we don't fill it, we'll jump over to Underdog, throw this entry away, or we'll let it auto draft. As a matter of fact, since I've changed the rankings, it can auto draft and it will count. So that would be a really interesting one to just come back to. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll jump over to Underdog if this one's not coming up. CeeDee Lamb, number 2 overall. I actually think the acquisition of George Pickens helps CeeDee Lamb this season. CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens play completely different parts of the field, right? CeeDee Lamb is operating in the middle of the field, plays out of the slot quite a bit, but also is just operating in the middle of the field quite a bit, where George Pickens is that Devontae Adams back shoulder throw, deep ball, go up and get a guy. And so they don't conflict with each other for me. I think they help each other, which is, I think it's going to be better for Lamb this season. We need Dak to stay healthy. My number 3 wide receiver this season, Malik Nabers. Right? Nabers averaged 18.8 fantasy points per game last year. That was with a combination of Danny Dimes, Tommy Cutlets, Drew Lock. So garbage at quarterback. This year, he's got less garbagey quarterbacks, right? So I think it's just going to be better, be it Russell Wilson or Dart if he gets the job. I think those guys are better than whatever they had last year. So I don't see any reason why Malik Neighbors won't continue to command 30+% of the targets. Yes, the Giants, not that good of a team, but it's acceptable. Are we really still not moving at all, guys? Edit the rankings. Let's go back. Let's see if that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, there we go. It is adjusting. All right. We got 10 to 12 in there. There we go. I didn't realize that if you don't make a move here, it doesn't update on screen. It's not like Sharp updating on screen. There we go. We are filling up fast. So we will have a draft here momentarily. Continue to talk through some of these rankings. I've got Justin Jefferson below the field. Like I'm a little lower on Justin Jefferson than the field. And the reason is new quarterback. I just don't know what's the story with JJ McCarthy. So why take the chance up top here? We have all these other names that are just so consistent. You know, Jefferson's still great. I mean, he's awesome. You're very, very happy to have him as your QB, as your WR1. So of course that's not an issue. Where are we? There we go. Oh, we are live. There we go. All right, we're on the clock, everybody, and we've got some crew back in here. Ivan Drago back with us. What's up, Ivan Drago? Soup's back in here. We got a new guy here, a new face, NAOQ74. Who are you out there, man? What's up, brother? So we are drafting together here. 2 minutes to start, and again, Ivan on the clock. So me and Ivan will be sandwiched together, fighting one another the whole time. Gotta keep the cards a little bit tight to the vest here. Yeah, I like that. I mean, the one spot, man, listen, you have two really good choices. So whoever we already know what we're doing at 1-2. But the old sandwich, Ivan Drago, I got to pay attention to your draft. I'm not sure who else is in here with us. I know Soups is always there, always getting that mid-round pick. And then again, we got NAOQ, and don't know if anybody else here is part of this crew. We will find out. Again, we got about, let's say, 30 seconds left. So continuing on, wide receiver rankings, Amon-Ra, super consistent last year, just crushes it with fantasy points per game. So many weapons on that team, still gets it done. Like everybody on the Lions, it's just a team that scores a lot. So Amon-Ra, and a little controversy here. I've got, Nico, Puka, and Brian Thomas Jr. in that order. Love what Puka did. Didn't score a lot of touchdowns last year, but everything else was spectacular. Nico Collins, obviously a super stud at what he's up to. So love Nico. Without Tank Dell, I think he'll be even more of a focal point. Yes, the Texans have added some talent at the pass catching group in general, but give me Nico Collins. Really happy to start off a draft with him. We got Drake London, still young. Next in the rankings, still young. Came on super strong last year. So there we go. I think that's our top 12 at wide receiver. And, I'm on the clock here. Obviously, don't have much choice. We're going to take Jamar Chase. Happy to do it. I'm always going to take Barkley or Chase with these spots. Saquon Barkley is such a beast. When you start with Barkley, you really, I mean, let me ask you, last year, Barkley was worth more than Jamar Chase, like in terms of you making it to the championships. Although I think Barkley faltered in one of the weeks of the, let me see that here. I believe during the playoffs, Barkley kind of let us down a little bit. One of those weeks, or wouldn't say let us down too much, but didn't really. Let's see here. Yeah, week 15, first week of the playoffs. Barkley let us down a little bit. That was the first week of the playoffs last year, I think, right? Week 15, 16, 17. Yeah. So it was the first week. I kind of have a memory of that. So Barkley got you there, but you needed the rest of your team to power you through that first round. All right. And we start off pretty chalk in this draft. Of course, Justin Jefferson, again, higher than where I'm taking him this year, but YOLO. Bijan, I want to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs again, guys. People forgot that Gibbs' insane run mostly happened after Montgomery got hurt. Like, look how many just like yeoman-like solid but non-spectacular scores he had. A lot of these games where, he didn't catch any passes, which was wild, right? Didn't get a ton of volume, but he just got it done no matter what. Even with Montgomery playing, he was kind of getting you these 18s, 19s, 20s. He was more almost like a high floor guy. And then Montgomery goes out and he goes absolutely bonkers. And I think later Montgomery came back and this guy was still like, they were just loading up on touches for Gibbs. So is that going to be a permanent difference? We'll see. Ivan, just keep drafting. I don't like the idea of jumping for Bijan that soon. I like the idea of getting stud running backs in this format, but I don't like the idea of jumping. You just keep drafting. Eventually, you'll just get it. You'll get that mid one, right? Carissa, 1982 on the clock. Love to see the ladies in these drafts. It's not just dudes, especially fantasy football, standard stuff. So Malik Neighbors, again, notice how this draft went different from my personal rankings. I have Neighbors ahead of Amon-Ra even. So I'd have Neighbors as soon as Soup's pick over there. Neighbors falls a little bit, fine. Puka, not a touchdown score. McConkey, maybe a little bit more hype. Came on strong at the end of last year. But this is a running team, so we'll see how it goes this year with a new running back, kind of new studs on that team. Brian Thomas Jr. has to compete now a little bit with Hunter. We'll see how that goes for him. Bowers, Achane, Jonathan Taylor, it's pretty chalk as far as the way this draft has continued. Look at Chase Brown. He's really moving up the ADP and general rankings as well. I've seen a lot of that lately. I'm seeing him higher and higher up going just higher and higher up in the rankings. And I agree with it. It's something I identified really early on. And it seems to be kind of coming together here. Are we going to be taking Chase Brown? Maybe. Right? Josh Jacobs, much more of a volume player than anything else to me. Like he got it done based on just massive volume, his good games, 26 and 4, just a lot of carries, a lot of touches overall. Should we go with Brown? Let's see who's wide receiver. Well, we did take a wide receiver. Oh my gosh, T. Higgins. Should we just lock it down and just get crazy on the Bengals? I don't know. Nah, I'll go Brown, but we'll keep our Bengals theme, but with Brown here. So Chase, double Chase. Well, BKGs, that's a lot of thinking for me to do. Wait, I'll address that in a second. Okay, let's see what just happened. Got Lamar and Bucky. So, oh my goodness. Should we do the whole Bengals team and just get ridiculous? I feel like it's almost too crazy, but fuck it. Never done quite something like that. Maybe this would help later on in the season. It's a lot of week 10 buys, though. All right, so we started with a Bengals trio of Brown, Chase, and T. I'm almost forced to get Joe Burrow in this build, but we'll see if we do that. Going Bengals. Chase Brown was going 4th, 5th in pre-draft games. Are you saying 4th or 5th round? Is that how it was? I'm curious because I remember he was going way past and now he's moved up in the rankings and seems to be going kind of closer to where we are. How's this draft from 102? All right, I'm drafting from 102, so we'll see. Gibbs in round 1. Let's see. Harvey later on. Warren, Braylon, Tajay Brooks, B. Smith, T. Higgins. Okay, so you get T. Start with Jahmyr Gibbs, reach T. Higgins, Garrett Wilson, Jameson Williams, Mims. I like Mims a lot. Palmer, Badger. I'm not in love with Palmer, McMillan too much. Warren, Jawan. Baker and Fields is a good combo. Baker comboed with, let's see here. I mean, you got Fields with Garrett Wilson, which I like. Baker, am I not seeing any sort of correlation there at all? I don't see any correlation there with Baker. Not bad. I think you reach for Gibbs. I wouldn't do that. Ash, what's up, my man? Appreciate you. You got to be able to do some fantasy football drafts out of UK. Get some drafts going. All right, draft board moving quick. We took T. Higgins, got our Bengals sort of combo going here. Josh Jacobs drops a little bit. Breece Hall taken a little too soon. Guys, Breece Hall, this is too soon. It's too soon. Breece Hall, there's no reason to expect, in my opinion, anything different from what happened last year. So Breece Hall, you have to look at him no longer as a volume guy. I'm looking at Breece Hall at this point as a kind of 65-35 type back. Like a 65-35 situation for Breece Hall. I think it's too soon. Once again, here too, I definitely like JSN over Rashee Rice. Oh, Breece Hall, I'm critiquing Soups, but I'm a Jets fan. I got the sign up. I just don't think he's going to give you anything different than you got last year from him, which was not enough of the workload to make me happy. Drafters is legit. That's a real site. If you could play on that, that's just like these other ones. A real site. It's legit enough. Get in there. Could draft along same scoring, same general system. Drafters, I believe, does a marathon format, so total score is all that matters. You do not need to correlate on Drafters, at least if I'm remembering correctly. All right, NAOQ, Mike Evans. We'll see how that goes. DJ Moore, I love DJ Moore this year. I think he's going to have a big bounce back year. Nico, Thomas, Evans, Cook. So nice little start for our DFS Army family member here, NAOQ 75. Soups on the clock. George Kittle goes a little sooner than expected. Jamo Williams, coaching staff, talking him up. Kyron Williams drops to round 4. Oh, how the mighty hath fallen. I think that's too far of a drop for Kyron. So do with that what you will. Let's take a look at my team. I've got a well-rounded team, I guess, of all Bengals players. What the hell's going on here? I don't even know. But I don't like to come out of too many rounds without multiple running backs. So we're going to take a look and see what's going on at running back right now. Made Omarion, RJ Harvey, Chuba Hubbard, a couple of good ones hanging around there. Wide receiver Godwin, who I have well ahead of the field. I might be able to wait and still get him. So that's cool. Quarterback group, we're going to have to dice roll it to see if we can get Burrow. I think it's too soon for Burrow, so we're going to have to dice roll it. Yeah, I like Harvey. I like Omari and Hampton. I'm down with either of these guys. I think Omari and Hampton is almost more of a later in the season story. And it's, I kind of think Harvey is better than Omarion. Harvey has no competition. Omarion does. Both pretty good teams. This is a tough choice here. Thinking, processing. Yeah, Browning. If Browning is the quarterback, we're not winning shit in this one. I think I'm going to take Harvey here. I think I'm going to adjust my own. See, when I was on the clock, I felt the pressure. I took Harvey. I don't know what his actual ADP is. I might have been able to wait. Might have been able to wait there. Curious on the ADP. Ivan Drago on the clock right now. Our own Ivan Drago. Now I could get Omarion if I want him right over here. Take a look at these wide receivers available. His ADP is 65. We're at pick 50. So we might be able to still wait a little bit there. Should I just triple down on running backs and just knock it down, lock it all down? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So let's take a look at my team at this point. So we started with a couple of stud wide receivers, all from the same team. 3-pack of running backs, nice, young, studly. RJ Harvey, I'm going to now move him ahead of Omari and Hampton in my rankings just because I was on the clock and I made that decision. The reason I like Harvey is he has no touch. He's a rookie with no touch competition. Has all of the attributes that you want from a 3-down running back, can pass protect, but we'll see if it all comes together for him. I don't know how else to put it, right? We'll see if it all comes together for him. I like having 3 starting running backs, just kind of get that taken care of, because I feel like later on we could piece together a bunch of different wide receivers that all kind of combo up to equal one really good player. One thing I don't love doing is, like I said, I'm never a big fan of like reaching for quarterbacks early in these. There's so many quarterbacks that you can get later, and the talent drop round by round. The penalty for taking. Oh, there's Burrow. Somebody grab Burrow. So, all right, there you go. We're not gonna have to worry about Burrow. So, if Burrow is smashing, we will still be beating this knucklehead who took Burrow a couple picks ahead. And I thought I was going to wait a whole other round for Burrow. So there you go. I just can't handle. I cannot take these early quarterbacks that aren't like difference makers enough to really care. Soups, of course, grabs Chris Godwin, my sneaky link. He's my sneaky link for this season. That's right. I learned a new word, sneaky link. Look it up. But in a fantasy football context, we're keeping it PG here, people. Keep it a PG. All right, so the draft continues on. Kamara, Montgomery, Walker, 3-pack of solid running backs there. Old guy wide receivers go, Ridley, Godwin. And I'm now in a situation where I've got 2 wide receivers, same team. 3 running backs. We're pretty set there. We'll have to fill in for some quality at the wide receiver group here pretty soon. Still a lot of good running backs on the board. Tight end position still looks pretty stacked. QB position, still plenty of good names, and they will be around for a while. Yeah, I do like Ridley this year. We haven't seen him on this team with a quality quarterback, so let's see what happens there. Go back to the rankings, kind of go through some of these names. Yeah, DJ Moore, somebody I've got well above the field right now. Got him highlighted. Chris Godwin, of course, in my rankings. Got him highlighted as somebody you always want to try to get. I have him well ahead of his current ADP. So that's pretty cool. There goes Ridley right after. So pretty much in line. I've got Worthy, Cortland Sutton a little below their current ADPs. Jamo Williams as well. So I like disagreeing with the field. I think that serves me very well. Serves me well in best ball because it allows me to my teams will look different. When I upload my rankings, my teams look different than what the standard people drafting from my spot teams are going to look like. And I think that in itself is an edge, which is why if you're not going to use my rankings and you're doing these, you should definitely create your own or find some rankings that you're comfortable with that aren't like just the straight ADP, especially on DraftKings, because that creates uniqueness. You don't want to have the same exact team as everybody who drafted 1.2 from the 2 spot or the 4 spot. If you just stick to general, the rankings, that's what you end up with. You end up with just the same looking team as everybody else who drafted from that spot. And, is that something we really want to do? You want to switch it up. You don't want the same exact rankings as everybody else. That's not going to allow you to differentiate yourself and win this giant tournament. Remember, this is a big tournament. Ash, you and I are together on this. I like Godwin over Evans, especially this year. Evans just another year older, always has a Q tag. I think he's so dangerous. He's always hurt. There's a young buck kind of going for that job right now. Man, they're leaving me very little choice here. Should we take the quarterback with no correlation? No. Judkins. Fuck it. Now we've got 4 running backs, and we effectively don't need to worry about running backs anymore. I couldn't get a correlated quarterback there. I pretty much only have players from the Bengals, so there's no correlation whatsoever. But Baker Mayfield, I'm going to leave him for someone else. And I need a tight end or a wide receiver at this point. I don't love Roma Dunze this year at all. I think this wide receiver group is pretty mid. What's left here is not that good. But, could Roma Dunze take that next step? Maybe. Chris Olave, who's the quarterback there? Stephon Diggs, is he washed? Might be, right? He might be washed. But I think I don't have much choice. Let's go Ayuk. You know what? I'm going to go Ayuk there, and I'll take another stab at this on the next round. we weren't going to have another shot at Ayuk. Ayuk might emerge as the WR1. Look how much ahead of Ayuk Juwan Jennings went. I mean, here, almost a whole round or half a round ahead of him. Juwan Jennings. Is Juwan Jennings ahead of Ayuk? I don't know. Word out of San Francisco is Ayuk is fully healthy. He'll be fine. Or health-wise, he should be fine. That's what I'm hearing. So at this point, it's really just a question with Ayuk of, can he get back to that form that he had his first couple seasons? Or will he come back to like that terrible form he had last year before he got hurt? He was looking bad. Now, why? Why would he look bad? Fourth, fifth, I think you get with Christian McCaffrey. Oh, let me put the comments on screen, by the way. With Christian McCaffrey, I think what it is you get, the upside is spectacular, but look where he goes, right? I think you just take him where you take him. Late in the first round, he's been moving up, so he's getting up there. I don't have any problem taking him fifth or sixth, jumping it a little bit. I don't mind, if you want to jump it a little bit, no problem there. Let's see who went in the next little group after I took Ayuk. So Caleb Johnson, all right, new running back for the Steelers in the Najee Harris role. Steelers look like they're definitely going to have a quarterback, by the way. So people who are writing the obituary for all of their offense need to slow it down. It could be Aaron Rodgers, could be Kirk Cousins. Chris Olave, again, no quarterback, but, he's been pretty good. Cooper Kupp, is he washed? Probably. But, in Seattle, they don't have that many other people to throw to. After JSN, it's just Cooper Kupp and a bunch of names you don't even know what the name is. We got Rome Odunze, terrible last year. Can he turn it around? Does he actually suck? With Rome Odunze, guys, here's my question. Does he actually just suck? Is he just terrible? Like he stinks? Or not? I can't tell. Last year, he looked like a player that sucks. He was dropping passes, didn't know where he was supposed to be on the field. But we also know that the coaching staff for Chicago last year was epically bad. One of the worst ever. The quarterback says that I was in a room. No one was even helping me, telling me what film to study. I just had to figure it out on my own. Like one of the most inept organizations ever, last year's Chicago Bears. So could that have affected Rome Odunze? He was on the field 85% of the time, barely did anything last year. Oh, Bobby. Yeah, that's the question. Bobby likes everyone. I don't know. Bobby, wow, you out there? What do you think of Odunze? He probably likes Odunze. He still likes Cole Kmet. Like, the man is loyal. The man is loyal. So, yeah, Odunze can get there. I haven't given up on him. He was a top 10 real NFL draft pick. Like, for him to be bad is shocking. But, he was bad. Are we going to deny it? He was terrible. He was, there's a difference to me between like Jackson Smith and Jigba first year where he just didn't have opportunity because he was blocked by all these studs. And yes, there were studs on Chicago last year that should have been blocking Odunze, but he was on the field the whole time and still sucked. So I have concerns. But, I'd like to see him break out and do all the things that we thought he could do, when he was being drafted number 10 as a top 10, or I think he was a top 10 overall pick. So jury is out on Odunze. If you look at that draft class, though, we all love Brian Thomas Jr. We all love a lot of the other guys. Malik Neighbors is amazing. All these other guys that came out look great. Even Marvin Harrison Jr. still, we still have a lot of hope for him, even if he had a mid first season. There we go. Janu Smith off the board. Let's go back to the player tab. See what we got going on at wide receiver. Igbuga, Pittman, Higgins. Tight end, we've got Warren, Evan Ingram. So I'm going to go with Igbuga. That is my one of those wide receivers from Tampa get hurt. Igbuga steps up. He's got a great profile. No, you see the run. Odunze so far has been, he's been a miss. But you're happier with every other one that's not him. Jamo Williams, love him. Still the last sort of good running back on the board. We have too much at running back already. We have enough at running back. .98, wide receiver, Pittman. Yeah, he's fine. Let's go with Pittman here, Mikey Pitters. I still need more wide receiver talent on this team. Yeah, YOLO. Is Downs? I should have Downs ahead of Pittman. Yeah, Downs, I guess, already went off the board. Let's see. Let's go back. Yeah, there he is. Okay. Downs did go off the board a little bit ahead of him. So that's fine for me. Pittman, I don't like this Cam Scatterboo pick. Why are you not taking Javonte Williams here, buddy? Like, what are you doing? Who's that? No one I know. But swoop, yeah, it's Javonte's spot. Why not take a starter? What are you guys doing? Higgins, WR2 for the Texans could be exciting this year. Dalton Kincaid, not a difference maker at all. Does he have Josh Allen? Any reason? Nope. Okay. Some quarterbacks coming off the board. Soupski Potato. Lines up Jamo, Amin-Ra, and Goff. So Soups correlated as always. You know, Soups is in here thinking these drafts through. These are well correlated, well thought through. So you got your nice correlation going here. Is there any other correlation with this? No, but good enough. Goff paired up with 2 pass catchers for Soups. Mason, again, hopeful backup running back, nothing more. It's a little soon for that, in my opinion. Quarterbacks going off the board, so I'm going to be up against it at the quarterback position when it comes back to me. There goes Javonte. Yeah, there you are, NAOQ. You know, why is this guy taking a backup when a starter was available? What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? NAOQ finally locks it down. If it weren't locked down, I would have taken Javonte with my pick. That he was going to go here, but I have enough running back at this point with 4 of them that I just could not spend more capital early on a running back. But I mean, you know, in hindsight, I probably could have left Judkins, maybe grabbed, you know, a Jacoby Myers or somebody like that at this point. I wasn't crazy about who was left to me. If I had Waddle or Pickens or anything with this pick, I'm taking them ahead of Judkins. And then I could have just gotten Javonte here. So there we go. NAOQ, Baker Mayfield on the team with Mike Evans. Pretty good start. Trevion Henderson drops. I feel like, you know, it's a good spot to get Trevion Henderson as well. CJ Strizzles, double QB already in place. So the quarterbacks are starting to melt away. Evan Ingram, a tight end I like quite a bit, going under the radar. Evan Ingram's been a good, productive fantasy tight end for his whole career, but he's on a new team and everybody just forgot about him. He was TE5. Like this is way past where he should go. Where do I have him in my rankings? Let's see. I have him 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have him as TE9. Yeah, he went right there, right where he's supposed to go. Yeah, Ingram's on the ascending. He's on the ascending Denver offense now. But Denver needed a tight end, guys. Yeah, they don't have somebody else. Like, remember they had some hopeful guys. There's another Denver player going. So Bo Nix, Marvin Mims, that's one of my guys. Soups takes him, of course. So Soups, I got to appreciate you, my man. I got to appreciate you. You really pretty much take all the players that I'm waiting on right before I get them because you're in these streams with me. You make it hard to win. I never get my guys dropping to me because of this. Thank you, Soups, for that. Bateman, touchdown machine last year. So we got to take a look at the quarterbacks available and see what's left. Yeah, backup running backs going right now. Some sort of backup level wide receivers still floating around. Although there's one that I love a lot that probably won't get back to me. Ivan Drago has a quarterback already. Well-rounded team. So I got to pay attention to like what other people might do as well. I'm reaching down for one of my favorites, Wan'Dale Robinson. Took him a little ahead of his ADP there. Don't care. He's not getting there in this draft where everybody's here. what I love about Wan'Dale, it just brings you consistent scoring, and I needed that. So at this point, I need tight ends, I need quarterbacks, and we're just going to start loading up on these types in the next few rounds. We'll start with probably quarterback here. I can't wait another round. So Dak, Drake May, Jordan Love, Trevor Lawrence. He'll burn your food like Florence. They're all going to go. I'm going to take, I don't have any correlation there. Wish I could get some correlative plays here, but I just don't have any of it with any of these guys. So we'll go T-Law. T-Law, new offensive coordinator. The Tampa crew coming out to Jacksonville to try to fix it up. Can we get it done? I mean, they did it on the other side of Florida. Why not here? So the same way that Baker Mayfield turned his career around, maybe we'll see that for this Jaguars offense this year with a better sort of overall group in place. Our next few picks are definitely going to focus quarterbacks and tight ends. We're pretty good with the other position groups here. I've got 4 running backs, 6 wide receivers in the first 10 picks. That's fine. I do love me some Liam Cohen. Yeah. Coen. Liam Cohen. Well, I mean, how could you not love Liam Cohen, right? That guy turned around the Bucs. He resurrected Baker Mayfield. We all thought Baker Mayfield was garbage, right? He was a castaway. The Browns, like they traded away, picks and millions of dollars and all this, and they tried to get rid of Baker Mayfield. Like they had Baker Mayfield. They paid an insane amount of money to get Deshaun Watson while he was suspended for what he was suspended for, right? And all just to run Baker out of town. And like, it turns out it's just the Browns. They stink. I was able to get Baker in Dynasty for cheap ahead of last season, like a second round pick or 2 seconds. Like people just getting rid of him. I hate this guy. Okay. I'm super happy to get Baker. And he actually helped drive a lot of my teams to championship glory. So yeah, give me some Baker. I'm fine with that. Or give me some Trevor Lawrence getting coached up by the guy that resurrected Baker. Fine by me, right? What's wrong with that? He was undervalued. Rashad White, don't love it. Beck, rookie wide receiver for the Raiders there. Jack Beck. Classic, like smaller slot type wide receiver. Stafford had a good year last year. Like he had some good games. Like Stafford had been fantasy poison for a while, but later on when he got his wide receivers back, had a couple of decent fantasy scores, but a whole lot of duds mixed in. But he did have a few games of over 25 fantasy points, which were relevant in DFS. Like normally I had been fading that guy for years. Like I don't want him, right? But eventually he had some good games. Let's see what we still have going on at the wide receiver group. It's getting thin. It's getting a little thin. Not a whole lot left. Do we have a tight end yet? I can't remember if I took one. Nope, we still don't even have a tight end. So we're going to have to get some positions filled in here. And tight end, we're going to be dealing with some really low-level people. Isaac Orendo, good pick for them. Do we just go Goddard, Mike Gesicki, Taylor? I mean, Ertz, doesn't even matter. I've got Goddard next on my list, Gesicki right after. Might as well just complete the whole Bengals thing with Gesicki here. But we're going to take a few more. So I need more quarterbacks. I need more tight ends. We'll get a bunch of tight ends. So the way I'm going to work this draft out, because we went so soft, like my first tight end was Gesicki in, round, whatever the hell, round we're in, round 12 or 13. We waited so long that now we're going to have to just overload the boat with tight ends in general, right? Go Ertz, who was pretty good last year. Had some big games last year, Ertz. We'll go right back to that. Why not? Browns were complaining. Maybe it was OBJ. Like, by the way, that was a whole other thing. Was OBJ ever good? He had a couple good seasons. Then he seemed to just drop off a cliff and be terrible. There's a phenomenon, guys. I noticed something. Sometimes athletes, they get too, I see this with some players in different sports. I've seen it all the time, really. The difference between an athlete who really wants it, who will give their soul, their heart and soul to become better, to become the best, right? Some people don't have that drive in them. They're there, they have a lot of athleticism, they're there to make money. Kind of see it with like a Jaden Daniels or even a Cam Ward, but like a Jaden Daniels. This guy just like he will do anything and everything to be the best, right? And there's a difference between that and players who just like get paid and then they want to like live the lifestyle and they get there on athleticism, but they don't put out as much effort. And that's the difference, I think, between like being good and being great. And I think at the NFL level or at the professional level with these athletes, when they don't really, really want it, when they don't have that drive to be the best, it's a problem. And maybe that's what it was with Odell. He got a little too into himself, a little too into the, the stardom stuff, thinking I'm so awesome. But, maybe the effort wasn't what it needed to be from him. I see it like, you see it in just the athletes across the board. Like you have certain ones that just, it's like a Shadur Sanders thing. I don't want to pile on that guy, but like it did not, he's like got a million other things going on. He already got paid, and the team's like, fuck this guy, right? He's already showing that he's going to be that kind of person that doesn't put the sport ahead of all other things. And that just doesn't work. You never achieve greatness like that. OBJ turned into a diva, and maybe that's what ruined him. I mean, how many times have we seen this with players? Look at Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese in the WNBA. Like Caitlin Clark works at her game. Angel Reese is just out partying, trying to be a celebrity, and then just jealous. And it's the weirdest thing. Like she's not good. Like hit a free throw. If you can't hit free throws, why? Because you're not practicing them. Like there's a reason why you can't do that. Odell had some injuries. There were some excuses. But, I feel like even when he was healthy, he was kind of mid. And then he got hurt again. He got hurt a lot of times. So maybe that was it. Yeah, it's like that with anything. It's anything in life. You could be really good at something. You could have a natural, gifted talent for something. But somebody who's working really, really hard at it is going to surpass you, right? And then the greatest people are the ones who have the gift, are really good at it, but also are willing to work hard. Those become all-time greats at whatever sport it is. If you like will, you talk about motivation, even look at where I am. Look at what I'm doing. How did you get to be this person that talks about football all day, starts a company? Like it's all started with a blog and no one's reading your blog and you're like, should I press on? This isn't going anywhere. Why am I doing this? That kind of thing, right? And you either have to press on and say, you know what? I don't care. I'm going to keep doing this, or I'm going to work a little bit harder than all the people that failed ahead of me trying to do the same thing. Like a lot of people will have been ahead of you and they'll have failed in what they were trying to do, right? And so you have to ask yourself, what does an average person do? What's the moment when an average person would quit and say, enough is enough, it's not working out, fuck this, I got other shit to do, right? Like you find that moment, you wait, once that happens and you push past it, you say, you know what, I don't care, somebody else would quit, I'm going to work harder. You say you want to do something, you love doing it, it's not working out, work harder. You want to do a fantasy football podcast or something, no one's watching, work harder. When you feel like quitting, know that 90% of other people quit. We used to hire a lot of people to DFS Army who were like, yeah, we could do it. That everybody would come in, I want to write articles or whatever they wanted to do. And then I was like, have you done it before? Have you been in the grind? Like, no, but this and that. And a lot of people would just, I found that a lot of them would just fizzle out after a little bit, like couldn't press through. Whatever satisfaction they were looking to get didn't come quick enough, like a podcast or something, not a lot of people watching, whatever it was, they would just quit. Like, eh. And instead of getting mad at it, I figured out that, all right, that's what average people do. Like the average person, to be exceptional, you have to do more than what an average person would do. You have to say, what will an average person do? And then say, do I want to be an average person? Average is okay, but it's not exceptional. And it's the same thing with athletes. I feel like with athletes, it's the same thing. Like some of them are, these are people born with natural God-gifted talents, amazing talents, that athleticism that, you can't replicate. Like you can't put it on like a little slow, like speed, height, hand-eye coordination, mental strength. These are not things that you can really, but especially the speed, the height, the athleticism, you can't replicate that stuff. You can work hard and you can make yourself, better, but you can't replicate it. But if you have that natural talent as a starting point, especially as an NFL player, but you want it and you like are driven for greatness, those are the players become great. And we don't know who those people are. It's hard to tell. Like, dynasty, fantasy football, you draft a player like that. It takes back to Rome Odunze. Does he want it? Does he care that much? We know he has the talent, but does he care? And I don't have an answer. I don't know. But that's the difference between these players that come out of college, and some of them are really amazing and some of them are terrible, right? It's like, did they want it? How badly did they want it? Wide receiver group. So anyway, back to draft stuff. Sorry, I went off on that. Paxton Lynch. I don't remember. I can't even remember. Was that a Peyton? Wait. Remind me of who Paxton Lynch is. I'm at a loss right now. Let's see here. Running backs, dead. Quarterbacks, pretty dead. Tight ends, still need one. Don't have a lot going on here. Still need more tight ends, though. So we'll just load up on a couple of turtly tight ends here to finish off this draft. I guess Chig. I don't mind Tyler Higbee. I mean, there's a couple decent ones here. Chig with a real quarterback, I guess. I don't know. He's not that good, right? No one that I'm excited about. Let's see what my team looks like right now. I've got 3 tight ends, 3 QBs, 6 wide receivers, 4 running backs. So I took a lot of these other positions earlier. So now I'm kind of in this spot where I'm forced to load up on extra tight ends, more than I normally want. But I still really need one more mildly acceptable wide receiver. Let's go with Lockett here. Was Paxton Lynch another one of those like John Elway, I can fix him guys, right? Ray wants me to take Jake Browning for the miracle. All right, I'll save that for round 20. What round are we in? 17? All right, remind me at round 20. We're taking the backup Bengals quarterback for the. I just think like if Browning is in there, we're not winning anyway because we have way too much Bengals exposure with the rest of the team. Like you're just not going to win. Even though Browning might come in and be your quarterback, you still ain't winning because he sucks. Or he's not very good. I don't want to say an NFL player sucks. He's just not that good. But yeah, a lot of these players, like they get in trouble. Remember Johnny Manziel? He just said, I don't like football. I don't really like preparing for it. I never enjoyed that. I don't like studying film. I don't enjoy preparation at all. He's like, in college, it was just fun. I didn't really do a lot of that. I was partying a lot. And as soon as I got to the NFL, it was too serious. Didn't like it. So I was like, fuck this. Like you can't know what's in the heart of a person. And those are the problems when you're trying to make these evaluation decisions, especially with rookies. You're like, man, how do I know Johnny Manziel? I mean, the hints were there, but how do you really know? It's a pretty crapola part of the draft where most of the players coming off the board are probably not going to contribute too much to teams. Ayo Manor probably not going to play. Raheem Mostert, probably not going to play. Some of these names are definitely not going to see the field very much. I do have one sneaky link. A couple of them here that I think might be a little sneakaroonies for late picks. So I'm going to keep an eye on, I'll share one of my late round sort of sleepers that I've just been taking a lot of just because I'm a sneaky link, right? Somebody who, at this point, I just want somebody who can like resurrect and actually do any kind of damage and like have it. If you could pick somebody here and they happen to sort of like become a useful player on your team, that's miraculous. Miraculous. And I've got one that could be that. And I'm going to explain it. I'm not going to say the name just yet. I'm going to wait till I pick them. And I'm going to tell you who it was and why. All right. So here we are. We're on the clock. I'm going to take Deontay Johnson. And again, the thinking here is this guy was really good. This guy was really good last year at the beginning of the year, gets traded, shit gets weird, not sure what happened there, right? Don't really know. It was kind of strange. What actually happened there? I'm not sure. But he was good for a while. And then just kind of fell off the face of the, just kind of dropped off the face of the planet. Westbrook Akine, oh yeah, there we go. That's one of our other late round specials there. Westbrook Akine, good stuff. Who was I going to take here? I totally forgot. Oh yeah, wait a minute. Theo Johnson, we're just going to get one more tight end in our mix here because the tight end group we took. So you're like, hey, Kev, why'd you take so many? Wait, Ray, are we team 4 tight ends? Are you with me on that? 4 tight ends, 3 quarterbacks, 8 wide receivers, 4 running backs, right? You probably get that chance if you go to that Fanatic show. Yeah, team 4 tight ends, take them late. If I don't get stud tight ends, I just want a lot of them. You know, you never know when Theo Johnson pops for, a 14-pointer, gets you through the week. Get one of those, get a 10-pointer, gets you through the week. You know what I mean? Like these type of guys, they're not doing it frequently, but yeah, Chig gets a 19-pointer, a 14-pointer. You're like, okay, 14, okay. Going to fill in a bunch of those days in between all these shitty days, right? So that's kind of how you have to do it. If you look at all these together, oh, a little 24, 25 banger. All right. Little double digits for Zach Ertz quite a few times last year. This is going to be all right. Gesicki, not getting it done every week, but every once in a while, get a little pop-a-rooney, get a 30-pointer in there just out of nowhere. That's what these guys are going to do, a 16-pointer. So with tight ends, if you just have a lot of them, it kind of makes, there's Martez Valdez-Scantling, another one of the sort of late round, yeah. Are you saying I should forget Browning or don't forget? I'm going to go with your pick here, Ray. I'm going to go with your pick, Ray. Ray Zanny, tell me who to take. There's James Milroe, backup. Oh, Dontavian Wicks was on my radar as well. So let's see what's going on. Did Browning actually get picked? Is that what happened? No way. No. But he never gets taken. So QB's left. Not a whole lot. Nothing good. Running backs, it's all garbage from here. Nothing there. Wide receivers. Oh, wait a second. Homan. Yes, I like that. Turpin, acceptable. Roman Wilson, acceptable. Kendrick Bourne, maybe acceptable as well. There are still some players here late that are acceptable. Mike Williams, hey, maybe, right? What if Mike Williams has a little bit of a resurrection? Tight end position, pretty toasted. Pretty toasted. I think I'm going to go actually and add another wide receiver here, and I'm going to go with Homan Wilson. But again, I haven't taken any Mike Williams. What if Mike Williams resurrects? Oh, fuck it. Let's go Mike Williams. YOLO. Stay. All right, guys. We got another one in. I got 4 tight ends already, Ray. All right, so let's take a look at, let's do a little eval of these drafts here for our participators. After this, if you guys want to stick around, I could do an underdog one. So we could do a quick underdog puppy as well after this. So we'll get a little bit of both going. But Ivan Drago, great start. Barkley, Bucky, Lamar, 3 super studs. Lamar Jackson paired up with Zay Flowers. That's cool. We've got Cortland Sutton and Zay Flowers and Jacoby Myers and Darnell Mooney. So the wide receiver group always going to look a little questionable when you start off, with so many running backs. Double down on correlation with Mark Andrews. I like that. Darnell Mooney, a couple of extra running backs here, Etienne and Basil Tootin. So you kind of lock down Jacksonville running back. Don't mind that at all. Bryce Young as your second quarterback. Don't need a lot of quarterbacks if you have Lamar. So you got Bryce Young and nothing else. I like that as well. Bryce Young paired up with Leggett and anybody else here. Any correlation there up top? No, but pretty good draft overall. Pat Bryant, Willie Marks, some late round flyers in there as well. So Ivan Drago with the 4 tight ends. Quite a few of these 4 tight end setups in this one. We'll see how that goes, right? You guys watch me draft, right? We got Jamar Chase, Chase Brown, and T. Higgins. Went all Bengals all the time. Filled out 1, 2, 3, and then maybe overkill with the 4th running back. Kind of wish I hadn't done that in hindsight. Didn't love the wide receivers on the board. Yeah. Jatavian. There you go. I didn't even see that one. Not a whole lot of correlation going for me with these quarterbacks because it's just how it kind of went. I waited a long time. We waited on wide receivers outside of these Bengal guys. So I had to quad pick it. Ayuk, Pittman, Wandale, and Igbuga. I think all of these have a lot of upside potential. Igbuga, might take an injury, but I do see that injury potentially happening. Trevor Lawrence, Richardson, Geno Smith, and at QB. So just 3 of them. I kind of thought about getting a 4th one, but didn't end up doing it. Danny Jones is usually how I back up Richardson just to lock that whole thing down, but I didn't do it here. And of course, we hadn't taken a lot of tight ends. So Gesicki, Ertz, Okonkwo, Theo as well. And we filled it in with some upside wide receivers. Let's see here. Soup's always a thoughtful drafter. Amon-Ra, double running back stud. Again, Hall, a little too soon for me. But Amon-Ra, Jamo Williams, got Godwin, my specialty guy, and Waddle, Swift. Got Goff paired up with those guys. If you take Swift, I like it. They try to get like a Roshan or a backup for him as well. I think Waddle has a lot of upside this year. Pearsall, fine. Mims Jr., a lot of upside in best ball. Tight end Njoku, Freiermuth looks pretty good. You went late running back, so I'm assuming felt a little soft. Yeah, because you only had these kind of 3 running backs to start. So load up on all these late round flyer running backup types. We'll see how that goes. And a little MVS for the upside. That one game where he gets you 28 seems to happen most years. A couple of good games there. So he's on the Seahawks. Not a lot of competition for touches there. And of course, NAOQ 74. Solid start. Nico, Brian Thomas Jr. I don't have any qualms. I can't imagine taking, Neighbors, just letting him all the way go there. It's just nuts. You guys are crazy. You should have taken Malik over any of these guys. But whatever, right? Cook, high upside running back, and Trevion Hendricks, second running back. So this draft, a little bit soft at running back early on. Javonte fills it out. Get a 3rd starter for cheap. Fine by me. Right? That works out. Any correlation here with Mayfield and Stroud? You got Mayfield with Evans. Stroud, no other really correlation there. Mayfield then with Otten and Evans, so double down on that. CJ Stroud with Noel, but that's really weak correlation. So overall, good drafts, everybody. Everybody, I didn't come out of here. The only change I'd make is, like I said, I think I reached a little bit too soon for Judkins. I would switch that around, maybe kind of grab Jacoby Myers or something else there instead. But I didn't love what was left at wide receiver at that point. Let's see if I had done a little different here. Yeah, Tet McMillan, Ridley. So I think right here, maybe in the Omarion spot, I actually could have gotten another wide receiver, a better wide receiver, and then waited here and still good running backs left. So little different ways of getting it done here, guys. You want to jump over and do a quick underdog one. It is it's a vacation day. It's a day off, a day of reflection, and a day of drafting. So why not? Let's take a look at underdog, guys. Do a quick one here. We got Ray, the underdog specialist, in here. We got a lot of crew in here. So eliminator. We'll go with the puppy, right? It's filling up. It's filling up fast. Autopilot, number of entries. I just want to make sure that if I enter this, I'm in a fast draft. So let me, how does that work? Number of entries. I have not entered the puppy yet this year. Let me just see. It's making sure that this is a fast, 30 seconds. Oh, 30 seconds. Am I missing where I can change this to 20 seconds? Hold on. What am I even looking at? Hold on. What? They don't have a 20-second one? All right. All right. Here we go. Doing the puppy. If anybody wants to join, this is your chance. I thought I'd be able to do a 20-second one. I guess not. Now, really? Now, I think I got a 30-second one here, but it's not, it's not a 20-second one. Unknown error. Oh, wait. Maybe it's full. Oh, is it gone? The puppy. How many entrants? Is it full? Oh, 99.4%. Yeah, this might actually be full. Let's see. We'll try it one more time. I think it looks like it's done. They're going to launch another puppy and another puppy. They got little puppies and big puppies. They don't screw around here, but it does not look like I can do this one. So we'll switch it up. We'll do something else. Maybe the Schnauzer. Yeah, unknown error, no good. So, yeah, it looks like it's full. They're just not quite marking it full. Let's see about this one here. I like these other ones. Like I said, the Eliminator, 17 weeks of advancement. That's probably my favorite one. You know what? Let's do another Eliminator. I love this contest. This is just super fun. Remember, the way this one works, I'm doing the Eliminator. I'm in. $10 entry. Let's go. Unless nothing works here and New York has been banned again. Maybe New York is no longer allowed to get in on these. And then we're just going to have to abandon it for the moment. What the fuck is taking so long? Like, what's going on here? Or maybe the site is down, in which case yeah, whoa. That's weird. What's going on here? This is live. This is live stuff. I don't know what to tell you. Can't seem to get in on any of these. To hit enter? You want me to refresh? I don't know what to tell you. I'll try it one more time. Getting the circle of death? Really? No, I think it's a New York thing. Oh, wait, what? No, we're here. All right, one more try. One more try. All right, let's go back to the Schnauzer. 20 entry max, 100K to first. I don't like the weekly winners. We already talked through some of these. I want to try to see if I can get in one with a 20-second. Yeah, so a fast one. But now we've wasted a lot of time. We'll see if it even works. Underdog just doesn't want my business. That's what's going on, guys. Unfortunately, Underdog does not want my business. Nope. All right. I'm going to abandon it. For today, we'll see if we can get another one going tomorrow. Not sure what's going on. It's either their site or something weird is happening. Oh, you're getting the same error? Okay. So maybe the site is down or something. I don't know. That's bizarre. Like right when we're streaming and we're about to do a live draft, the whole site breaks? Really? All right. Well, I guess we'll shut it down there, guys. We'll shut down the stream here and just do Underdog tomorrow. Remember, we're doing these streams Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Draft-a-palooza. Yeah, it won't load in Kentucky either. Jeez. So I guess there's something up with the Underdog website right now. Probably not. I guess it's not related to me, so that's good. But we're doing the Draft-a-palooza thing Monday, Wednesday, Friday, every day at noon. Come back to the channel. If you're drafting along with me, I'm gonna, I'll critique your draft at the end of it. It's kind of fun. We'll talk strategy. I'll take your advice as you guys see. Hey, you want to give me some player names? Wait, he got in. Wait a minute. Should we try it one more time? Try it one more time. Maybe it was a momentary thing. I'm not going to even do the puppy, though. I'm going to try the Schnauzer because that puppy is really close to full. Yeah, this one has space. Confirm. No. It's not looking good. Brian, did you do that on mobile or desktop? I'm wondering if maybe it's the desktop site that's down, but mobile loads. Could be. Could be. Nope. No go. All right. We tried. But again, we'll be back here. We're here Monday, Wednesday, Friday doing these drafts, having fun, hanging out, talking best ball, talking rankings, rankings up, rankings down. It's all changing around. If you guys want to check out my rankings, it's on dfsarmy.com, of course, under the season-long fantasy football tab, best ball rankings. You can download them, upload them to these sites, do auto drafts, whatever you want to do. Remember, if you're enjoying these streams, just do me a favor. Yeah, on mobile. So that makes sense. This makes sense. Like mobile working, but maybe the desktop side is down. That happens. So, guys, like I said, if you enjoy these videos and you want to hang out with the next one, make sure you've hit the like button or you subscribe to the channel. Make sure that you are getting informed whenever we go live. I appreciate everybody who hangs out in real time on these. This is the best. Like, I love hanging out with you guys and doing these drafts together. So let's keep it going all season long. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you on Wednesday at noon. Take care.